based on a story by Tolstoy. Once there was a man named Martin. He was a mender of shoes by trade, and he lived in a small town in Russia, of course. His room or his shop was in a basement, so that when he looked out of his window, all he could see is the lower parts of people and the shoes. But probably he had mended most of the shoes worn by people in that town, and so he could recognize things. He would work cheerfully all day, and then in the evening, and this is Russia, so evening is 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I think. Anyway, in the evening, he would take down his lamp, light his lamp, take down his old Bible, and read. This evening he read the story about the rich man who invited Jesus into his home. And so Martin thought to himself as he read, what would I do if Jesus came to visit me? What would I do? How would I treat him? What would I say? And so he read into the night and fell asleep reading. Then he had a dream, or he thought he had a dream. He's not quite sure. And in the dream a voice spoke to him. He couldn't see anyone. He looked around. But a voice spoke to him, and a voice said, Martin, tomorrow I will come to visit you. Watch out for me. Keep your eyes open for me. Be attentive. And then Martin looked around, woke up maybe. He's not quite sure. All the details of his condition and of the story even are a little obscure, except the words. Then he blew out the light and went to bed. The next morning he woke up early and set to work, trying to stay alert. He looked outside and he saw in the early morning hours Stefan, the street sweeper. It was cold, Russia. He was stamping his feet, trying to stay warm, probably not very well dressed either. So Martin went to his door and called to Stefan, come in and warm yourself up. I have put water on, to boil water on I put the kettle on, and you can have some tea and warm up. So Stefan came in, and Martin fixed tea for him, brought him close to the fire, and warmed him up. Very, very kind. Okay, then Stefan left. Martin did his work, and watched also for other people. He saw a young woman, carrying a baby. The woman was very poor and dressed in very little, and trying to keep the baby warm with her thin robe or dress. So Martin went to his door and invited her in. Sat her close to the fire, gave her an old coat of his, which was big enough to cover both of them, gave them some broth or some soup, even gave her some money, so that she could buy something to eat for herself and the baby. Played with the baby a little bit. It was very nice. Then they left. For a while, all he saw was a throng of people, many people, but no one in particular. Then suddenly he saw an old woman from the market. She was pulling a boy, very poor boy, by the hair. The boy had stolen an apple from the woman in the market, and the woman was angry. Martin went outside and said, don't be so angry at him. After all, his crime or his sin is a pretty small one compared with those most of us commit routinely, she might have said. Forgive. And both of them listened to him, I think the point is, sorry, I think Tolstoy's point is, Tolstoy would say that God was speaking through Martin. This was Martin, but this was God speaking. And that's how it affected them. And it's an excellent idea, I think, too. Okay, so the woman forgave. Martin gave a little money to the boy so that the boy could get something to eat, and they parted. Now it was getting dark. Martin was stitching boots that he had to finish soon. But after it got dark, he finished the boot, brought down the lamp, lit the lamp, opened his Bible. He had the feeling that people were in the room. Whew. Very sentimental but powerful, I think, in my opinion. He looked around, and there they were. Stefan, the street cleaner, the woman with the baby, and the apple woman, and the poor boy who had stolen an apple. And a voice said, Jesus apparently, though it's not specified in the story, I must admit, it's not specified. He does not say Jesus spoke. It's implied. It's a Christian framework. Tolstoy, very Christian, of course, but he doesn't specify, and I like that. That's good. A voice said, I did come to you today. When you helped these people, you were helping me, or you were being good. You were doing God's work, let's say. Then Martin opened the Bible, and he found the passage, inasmuch as you have been good, in the way that you have treated other people, you have treated me. The end.
Shoemaker Martin. Number 1. Where does this story take place? Number 2. What was Martin's job? Number 3. Where was Martin's shop? Number 4. How did Martin recognize people from his window? Number 5. What did Martin do in the evenings? Number 6. What story did Martin read that evening? Number 7. After reading the story, what did Martin wonder? Number 8. What strange thing happened to Martin that night? Number 9. Who was Stefan? Number 10. Why did Martin invite Stefan in? Number 11. Who did Martin see on the street next? Number 13. Why was the old woman pulling a boy by the hair? Number 14. How did Martin calm the woman down? Number 15. What did Martin give the boy? Number 16. What did Martin sense as he was reading his Bible? Number 17. Who did Martin see? Number 18. What did the voice say to Martin?